Have you ever had a door close on you, only to realize later it was the best thing that ever happened? Today we're exploring something the old Stoics understood better than almost anyone: how to take rejection and turn it into fuel. Picture a life where every no doesn't knock you down, but pushes you forward instead. Rejection carries a sting, yes, but it can also become the very thing that launches you higher. This isn't about outsmarting fate. It's about recognizing that a closed door is sometimes just a redirection towards something better suited for you. So if you've ever felt passed over, unseen, underestimated, this is your moment to change the story. In the next few minutes, we'll walk through 15 ways to turn rejection into one of your greatest assets. Not abstract theory, but real, usable shifts in how you think and respond. Before we begin, if you haven't already, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. It costs nothing, and it means you won't miss the next video like this one. Now let's begin. Number 1, let indifference go unanswered. When the world responds to you with a cold shoulder, resist the urge to shrink. Choosing not to chase someone who has chosen to overlook you isn't spite. It's a quiet declaration of your own worth. If someone decides you don't deserve their attention, understand something clearly. That reflects on them, not you. By refusing to beg for engagement, you're telling yourself, I am worth more than this moment suggests. The real skill here is doing this without slipping into resentment. The answer is simple. Redirect your focus back to your own life, your goals, your growth. Pick up a book, sharpen a skill, spend time with people who already see your value. This isn't revenge, it's reclaiming the energy you almost gave away for free. Yes, it stings sometimes, but instead of sitting in that sting, let it push you somewhere useful. Build quiet self-respect and let other people's coldness slide off it. You're not just enduring rejection here. You're using it to grow stronger. And that's not just maturity. That's real inner power. Your worth was never dependent on someone else recognizing it. Stay grounded and let your actions carry more weight than their silence ever could. Number 2, respond with composure, not emotion. Rejection can provoke an instant emotional reaction, but there's an old Stoic secret worth borrowing here: stillness. When someone dismisses you, it's tempting to let hurt or anger take control. The Stoics offer another way, a calm, deliberate response. This doesn't mean burying your feelings. It means not letting them steer the ship. When you're overlooked, pause. Ask yourself honestly, why does this affect me so much? Often, it isn't the rejection itself that wounds us. It's an insecurity it happened to touch. So here's the practical part. In the moment you feel dismissed, breathe. Remind yourself this is one moment, not your whole story. Stoic thinking teaches us to master our own responses rather than obsess over someone else's behavior. Stay composed. Stay decent. If you reach out, let it come from genuine care, not a need for reassurance. This isn't passivity, it's command over your own emotional state. It's understanding that your value was never up for someone else's approval. Your power lives entirely in how you respond. That single shift changes everything. It isn't easy to build, but it's transformative. Mastering calm in the face of rejection means you're not just surviving a hard moment, you're expanding. You're learning that peace doesn't need permission from anyone outside yourself, and people notice that kind of steadiness. It's magnetic. Nobody is drawn to someone who crumbles at the first sign of coldness. So by staying calm, you're not just coping, you're becoming someone rejection can no longer shake. Number 3, release them from your mind. Detachment done right is one of the most powerful tools available to you. This isn't about pretending the rejection didn't happen. It's about not letting it take up permanent residence in your thoughts. Start by acknowledging what happened. Feel it fully, but don't anchor yourself to it. Like a sailor riding rough water, let the waves move you forward instead of capsizing you. This requires a shift in how you see rejection itself. Instead of a wall, picture it as a signpost pointing you somewhere new. Fill that space with things that expand you: a challenging book, a demanding sport, a volunteer project that shows you a different side of life. These aren't distractions. They're the raw material for growth. Surround yourself, too, with people who lift you rather than drain you. Share your ambitions with them. Listen to theirs in return. That kind of exchange builds something lasting. Remember, rejection doesn't measure your worth. It's an invitation to rebuild and rediscover yourself. What feels like a wound today may reveal itself later as the exact push you needed. Number 4, let your results speak. Rejection tests resilience. It's practically built for that purpose. So instead of collapsing under it, treat it as an invitation to show what you're capable of. Next time you're overlooked for a project or passed over for a promotion, pause before reacting. Instead of spiraling into bitterness, channel that energy into something constructive. Take on work that highlights your strengths. Volunteer to lead something new. Being overlooked doesn't shrink your value. It hands you a chance to prove it in your own way, on your own terms. There's truth in the old idea that when one door shuts, another tends to open. That's not just comfort, it's a plan of action. Rejection often isn't a verdict on your worth. It's a redirection toward where you're actually needed. If you're passed over for a role, maybe it's steering you toward something that fits your strengths even better. Use it to reassess. What are you genuinely good at? And how can you lean further into that? This doesn't mean faking positivity over real disappointment. It means feeling the full weight of it, then moving forward anyway. Stoic thinking asks us to focus only on what's within our control, our own actions and reactions. Try extending a little empathy here too. Maybe the person who overlooked you is dealing with pressures of their own. Understanding isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. Learn from the moment, then rise from it sharper and steadier than before. Rejection isn't the ending of your story. It's a plot turn, pushing you toward a more authentic, capable version of yourself. Number 5, step back and go quiet. Silence isn't empty. It's one of the sharpest tools in your emotional kit, especially after rejection. When you've been ignored or turned down, every instinct might tell you to fix it, to close the gap. But here's the shift. Let silence do the work instead. This isn't a game. It's a recalibration. When you choose not to chase, not to flood someone with messages, you're stepping back to remember your worth doesn't hinge on their approval. This silence isn't passive, it's deliberate. You're not simply waiting, you're reflecting and quietly rebuilding. Use it to refocus on your goals, your interests, your life. Think of it as a reset, not a retreat. This period of distance isn't coldness, it's a boundary protecting your peace. It says plainly, I respect myself enough not to chase. That mindset alone is powerful. It reflects genuine self-worth. And consider this too. In a world of instant replies, quiet confidence stands out. It suggests you have a full life that doesn't depend on this one interaction. This isn't about making anyone regret their choice. It's about proving to yourself that you're steady, whole, and not easily shaken. That steadiness is the real reward here. Number 6, let your growth answer the doubt. Using rejection well was never really about proving someone else wrong. It's about proving something to yourself. It's converting a no into momentum. Say someone questions your ability in a particular area. Treat that as an invitation to sharpen it. Not for their approval, but to push past your own previous ceiling. Study it, practice it relentlessly, and show up with a level of skill that surprises even you. This isn't about a dramatic reveal. It's about quietly building competence and confidence, brick by brick. Let your outcomes carry the message instead of your words. If someone called you uncreative, build something that says otherwise. If you were labeled unreliable, let consistency answer for you. This quiet transformation isn't a fight against someone's opinion of you. It's a personal pursuit of excellence. And ironically, when you change, the narrative around you tends to shift on its own. The real victory in proving them wrong was never about changing their mind. It's about reshaping how you see yourself. And in the end, the only approval that truly counts is the one you give yourself. Number 7, stop chasing the why. When someone shuts a door on you, there's a special kind of torment in not knowing the reason. The mind wants an explanation, a tidy answer that makes the sting make sense. But here's the Stoic truth. Closure is something you give yourself, not something someone else owes you. Chasing an explanation keeps you tethered to a person or situation that has already moved on. Every unanswered question becomes another rope pulling you backward. The freer path is to release the need for a reason at all. You don't require someone else's justification to move forward with your own life. This means resisting the urge to replay the moment on a loop, to construct theories about what you could have said differently. Instead, accept that some doors close without commentary, and that's allowed. Your job isn't to solve the mystery of their behavior. It's to keep building your own life regardless of the answer. When you stop demanding a why, you free up enormous mental space. Space you can redirect toward your own goals, your own peace, your own next move. That's a trade worth making every time. Number 8, go find some joy. Life feels most alive when we step outside the walls we build around ourselves. Chasing joy isn't just entertainment, it's a genuine strategy for resilience. After rejection, the instinct is often to withdraw and sit in discomfort. Do the opposite. Seek out joy on purpose. This isn't ignoring your feelings. It's giving them somewhere better to go. Pick up a new hobby or return to an old one you loved. The act itself becomes a quiet act of defiance against the weight you're carrying. We're wired for connection, and there's real strength in shared experience. So lean on your people. Invite a friend for a walk, join a group project, share a meal together. These moments do more than lift your mood. They remind you that you belong to something larger than one setback. And here's where it gets interesting. Rejection can feel like a locked door, but it often opens several others instead. Try new food, explore an unfamiliar part of town, sit in on a class about something you know nothing about. These aren't distractions. They're building blocks, adding depth and adaptability to who you're becoming. The goal was never to forget the rejection. It's to grow through it, turning each no into a richer, fuller life. By the way, if you're finding value in this so far, this is a good moment to subscribe. More of this kind of thinking is coming every week. Number 9, build something of your own. Picture standing in a room where you feel invisible. That moment holds more opportunity than it seems. Stoic thinking teaches us to turn moments like that into fuel for our own development. Instead of chasing recognition, turn inward towards self-improvement and community. This was never about outranking anyone. It's about climbing your own ladder. Fitness, new hobbies, career growth. These aren't just tasks to check off. They're tools for building a steadier, stronger version of yourself. Share your journey, not for applause, but for connection. When you talk about what you're building, let it become a bridge to people who understand that path too. This isn't networking for numbers. It's finding people who genuinely resonate with where you're headed. Through volunteering or simply showing up in your community, you're not padding a resume. You're weaving real relationships. The intention behind all of this matters most. It's not a popularity contest. It's a quiet pursuit of becoming better, with a ripple effect that reaches beyond just you. This is a mindset built for the world we live in now, one that turns rejection into a wave of genuine progress. Number 10, act as though it doesn't touch you. When someone chooses to overlook you, sometimes your strongest move is the quietest one. This isn't coldness, it's protecting your own peace. Let them make that choice, and don't waste energy trying to win back their attention. Redirect it instead. In a room full of people, find someone who actually values your presence. Start that conversation there. This is about recognizing your worth was never theirs to confirm in the first place. When you must interact with someone who's dismissed you, keep it professional, brief, clear, and without unnecessary emotional weight. This isn't about outshining them, it's about showing up for yourself. Keeping things businesslike leaves no room for needless drama. It says plainly, I'm here for what matters, not for the theatrics. And if the coldness continues, know that walking away is not defeat. It's a strategic choice. Your energy belongs somewhere it's valued. Choosing not to engage in a one-sided dynamic isn't giving up. It's moving towards something better. Number 11, let silence become reflection. Choosing quiet in the face of indifference isn't about winning. It's about preserving your own dignity. Stoic philosophy treats silence not as a weapon, but as a tool for reflection and emotional mastery. When someone ignores you and you respond with stillness, let that stillness turn inward. Use it to sit with your own feelings, to sort through your thoughts, to find some clarity. This was never meant to punish anyone else. It's meant to protect your own peace. Within that quiet, there's real opportunity for growth. It's not shutting down, it's opening up, just to yourself. Ask honestly, why does this bother me? What can this teach me? How do I grow from here? This kind of silence builds rather than tears down. It reinforces who you are and aligns your responses with what you actually value. So if you choose stillness, let it be intentional, rooted in self-respect, not avoidance of behaviors that are beneath you, like manipulation or pettiness. By choosing not to react, you're not shutting someone else out. You're finally listening to yourself. Number 12, don't perform for attention. In the face of indifference, the Stoic response was never to beg louder for someone's gaze. It's to root yourself firmly in your own worth and independence. Being ignored isn't a cue to perform harder. It's an invitation to turn inward and reconfirm your value to yourself. Your self-regard shouldn't swing based on who's paying attention to you. It should stay firm, understanding that your worth was never negotiable. Pursue what genuinely fulfills you. Not to prove a point to someone who's overlooked you, but to remind yourself what you actually bring to the table. Spend time on things that fulfill you, connect with people who see you clearly, and build a life you're proud of. This isn't passive. It's an active embrace of your own path. The goal is to become so invested in your own growth that outside validation slowly stops mattering at all. So instead of chasing fleeting attention, invest in yourself. Build something you're content with, independent of anyone else's perspective. Let your confidence come from your own progress, not from performing for an audience. This is how rejection stops being something to survive and becomes something you rise above entirely. Number 13, stay kind but keep your distance. Even in the face of coldness, you can choose kindness while still protecting your inner world. This isn't about being distant or unkind. It's about guarding your peace. It's natural to feel hurt when ignored, but Stoic thinking teaches us to meet these moments with steadiness rather than turmoil. Offer warmth, a smile, a simple kind word, but release any expectation tied to it. Your kindness is a gift, not a trade. Keeping emotional distance isn't building walls, it's drawing healthy lines. You can control your own actions. You can't control how someone else responds to them. That distance isn't weakness. It's a quiet sign of strength and self-respect, a conscious decision not to let someone else's behavior dictate your emotional state. Staying kind while staying composed says clearly, I won't let your indifference throw off my balance. That combination protects you and strengthens you at the same time. It's a demonstration of maturity, a way of moving through life's rejections without bitterness, but with steady, quiet dignity. Number 14, keep a private record of your growth. One of the quietest ways to outlast rejection is to start tracking your own progress somewhere no one else sees. A private journal, a running note on your phone. It doesn't matter the format, only that it's consistently yours. Write down the skill you sharpened this week, the moment you handled with more grace than you would have a year ago, the goal you're inching closer to. Over time, this becomes evidence, not for anyone else, but for you. Proof that you were never standing still, no matter how someone else chose to see you. This matters because rejection has a way of distorting memory. It convinces you that you haven't grown, that you're exactly where you were before. A written record cuts through that distortion. It gives you something concrete to return to on the hard days. This isn't about keeping score against the person who overlooked you. It's about keeping score against your own yesterday. And when you look back after a few months, you'll often find that the very rejection you were still stinging from became the marker of when everything started to shift. Number 15, keep your struggle to yourself. When someone ignores you, there can be a real pull to show them how much it hurts. Stoic practice teaches something different: composure. Not pretending everything is fine, but building real internal resilience. Carrying on with the same energy and purpose as before isn't a performance for anyone watching. It's proof of your own inner strength. This doesn't mean denying what you feel. Acknowledge it fully. Just don't let it take the wheel. Let calm and self-assurance lead instead. Focus only on what's yours to control: your actions, your responses, your presence. By continuing forward with quiet confidence, you're not just demonstrating strength to others, you're reminding yourself of it. It's a subtle but powerful way of confirming that your sense of worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion or behavior. In the end, keeping your struggle private isn't hiding. It's managing your emotions in a way that protects your dignity. It reflects real wisdom and integrity, proof that you're anchored in your own character, not swayed by circumstances outside your control. How you respond to rejection was never just for others to witness. It's a mirror of your own steadiness. We've walked through 15 ways to turn rejection into something that works for you, not against you. Every no you've faced was a chance to build resilience, a lesson in staying steady no matter what comes. Now it's your turn to put this into practice. Let rejection become fuel for growth rather than a reason to shrink. If this video gave you something to hold on to, do 3 things before you go. Subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and tell me in the comments which lesson you needed most today. Stay steady.